Hi there, my name is Mallory McDonald, and this is my case study project titled, Is This Okay? Mrs. Smith is a new intervention teacher at her school. She became acquainted with another teacher, Miss Aikita, who is a 5th grade educator. Since they formed a good relationship, the two teachers decided to co-teach their classrooms together. However, when they implement this style of teaching, they notice that they are having to make too many accommodations and are having more behavior issues than usual. This led Mrs. Smith to wonder if teaching like this is okay for all students. So here is the current co-teaching model that they are using. There are a total of 28 students in the co-taught classroom. 20 are in general education and 8 are in special education. Mrs. Smith teaches the math portion to the class, while Miss Aikita teaches the reading portion. The co-teachers meet weekly to plan lessons and have weekly progress monitoring of the students. So now we move on to the first question in this case study. What are some suggestions for Mrs. Smith and Miss Aikita when prioritizing areas of the general curriculum and accommodations for all students in this 5th grade class? What are some of the factors these teachers should consider as they develop comprehensive and individualized programs for all of the students? My first suggestion is to change the co-teaching style they are using to parallel co-teaching. The parallel co-teaching model splits the classroom into 2 groups, one larger group and one smaller group. The educators teach similar content, but at different paces and through different instructional models. This also creates a smaller, more manageable class size for each educator. The next suggestion is for both educators to consider how much time and dedication they are putting into their co-taught classrooms. According to Stefandis, King Sears, and Barwand, in order to run a successful co-taught classroom, some factors both teachers must consider are setting aside ample time to plan effective instruction, having a professional working relationship, and following through with assigned responsibilities. The final suggestion for question 1 is to have both educators consider the diversity of their classroom. General education teachers often need additional support when differentiating instruction to meet diverse needs of the students within their classroom. This collaboration is usually used to accommodate students who have disabilities, English language learners, and gifted students. Together, all educators need to ensure that they are meeting the needs of their students, which are outlined in their individualized education plans, and by instructing them in the least restrictive environment. Now we have the second question in our case study, which is, what are the benefits and limitations for planning individualized instruction when students with disabilities are clustered in big groups in general education classrooms? So these are some of the limitations that we can see in the co-taught classroom. So when implementing co-teaching in the classroom, there are many ways that instruction can be enhanced but also undermined. Co-teachers that learn both pedagogy and content from each other have increased time to focus on their students and the quality of their instruction. However, there can be issues when one co-teacher is not familiar with the curriculum because it can prevent both co-teachers from actively teaching. This can especially happen in this situation when one is just focused on managing behaviors. The findings in a study conducted by Salasu, Gallowfox, and Scantleberry showed that co-teachers frequently neglected to evaluate their lessons based on a review of their students' summative and formative assessment data. When educators do not use assessment data to plan their instruction, it is less likely that students will create progress in their classroom. So, when implemented properly, co-teaching can actually be beneficial to all students. It's only truly beneficial when co-teachers frequently meet to reflect on assessment data and use this to inform effective instruction. And according to a survey given during a study on co-teaching, students expressed that using the co-teaching model during class made them feel more successful and academically prepared in the classroom. So in conclusion, the way that Mrs. Smith and Miss Aikita are running their classroom is okay, but it can be improved to create benefits for all students. So for our 2 suggestions, the first one is to use the parallel co-teaching method instead of the one that they are currently using in order to meet the needs of all of their diverse students. The second suggestion is that both teachers should meet more frequently to reflect on the students' progress and assessment results and use this data to plan. And now here are the resources that were used to inform my answers to each question. Thanks for watching my case study presentation, and hopefully this will help you in the future if you're ever in this situation.